I feel more ready for my day now. Because I'm not feeling too well, I thought it would be helpful for you to talk through how I manage my goals and how I manage my week when I'm not 100%. Hello! It feels like I haven't spoken on here in a really long time, even though it was literally last week. But I just did an upper body session last week to film. I didn't actually sit down and have a chat about anything. The last couple of days, I've been unwell. I've really not felt okay. But it was really random because it hasn't been a cold, it hasn't been a sickness bug. It's kind of been a combination of both. I started feeling quite sick. My temperature is like up there, and then out of nowhere I'll get really cold. I'll feel really hungry out of nowhere. I'm so thirsty, I'm so tired. I've got a slight sore throat, but it's just here. It's just like behind my eyes and in my head. I was just finishing off getting ready for my day and I wanted to show you the lip stain. I'm gonna do it with you. I always like having a little bit of a colour on my lip. I used to have lip blush. I don't think I could put myself through it again though, I'll be honest, it was really painful. I gave in. I saw this on Wonder Skin. Yeah, Wonder Skin, like they're over everyone's ads. And I was like, fine, I'm going to give in, I'm going to get it. And I'll be honest, I tried the one that you peel off, and that's what I was wearing in my upper body video, my last video I uploaded. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, I don't like it at all. It's too pink. So I'm going to try the shade Lovely. And then I'm probably just going to put a bit of gloss over it from Refi. I didn't get the gloss from Wonder Skin because I was like, never tried it before. They're not cheap. So I'm just going to see how this goes. So the first colour, I'll be honest, I didn't really enjoy it. And I felt like it went patchy. So maybe I could save you some dollar. If we try this and I'm not a fan, I'll be 100% honest about it. So I'm just going to put this on now. And then I'll wipe it off with a cloth in like 30 seconds. Give it a go. Okay, now the countdown. The first time I put it on, Robbie walked in when I was doing it and he was like, what colour lipstick is that? I was like, don't worry, I'm not going out like this. Oh, look at the babies next to me. It's time, so we just wash it off with a wet cloth. Can we tell? I feel like I'm going to need to watch back the video before I had it on to see if there's any difference. I don't know, does it look patchy? Hopefully not. I will let you know how it goes throughout the day anyway. Today's video, because I'm not feeling too well, I thought it would be hopefully helpful for you to talk through how I manage my goals and how I manage my week when I'm not 100%. I know what you're thinking though, oh, she's glowing for not feeling very well. I am joking, but I put fake tan on last night because I felt that gross. And I know that I feel unwell because I started doing my fake tan and I did it from my waist up, and then I was like, yeah, I can't be bothered to do my legs. And I've just remembered that I've got progress photos to take, so my legs are gonna look like they're part of a different body. A lot of the time I do feel we can either be too easy on ourselves or we can be too harsh on ourselves, and it's quite difficult to find that middle ground. So this is the way that I work it. Now, just a bit of background. I've been in a building phase for 10 weeks. I have been consistent as I possibly could have been over the last 10 weeks. I haven't missed a single training session. I've hit PBs in at least one session every single week of those 10 weeks. My nutrition has been on point. And by that, I mean I've forward planned nearly enough every single day. A calorie tract has not been missed. I've been hitting my protein. I've been keeping myself hydrated. I've been taking my supplements. My sleep routine has been on point. And my recovery's been in a good place as well. I've been prioritizing stretching. I've been having sports massages. I'm seeing my chiropractor tomorrow. I know I've kept on top of everything as much as I possibly could have. So when I started to feel unwell this week, I was a bit like, I'll go to my session and see how I feel. So I went to my session, went to my lower body session. When I got there, I was like, oh, okay, I can't really be bothered today, but you know, who can be bothered every single day? I thought, I'm not gonna listen to my emotions, I'm just gonna get there and see what I can manage. I was halfway through my session and I was like, something ain't feeling right here. I started getting like hot sweats, like really feeling dodgy. So I was like, right, yeah, something ain't working. So I got myself home and the next morning when I woke up, that's when my head started feeling really sore. So I was like, okay, I'm not just thinking it, I genuinely am feeling quite unwell. So first things first, what I did there was I started to feel a certain way. I started to feel more so like I couldn't be bothered, like I didn't have my drive to go to the gym. And instead of just sacking it off that day, I was like, I'm going to go and see what I can manage. And even if it means I have to leave after my first or second exercise, I've gone and I've got clarity as to where I'm at and how I'm actually feeling and what my body needs right now, rather than what my mind is telling me to do. So the next morning when I woke up, I was like, yeah, no, it's not going to happen today. Like, I cannot be deadlifting my max amount of weight with this throbbing head. So I told myself, do you know what? For the rest of this week, I'm just going to see how I feel. If it means that I've got to take the rest of my sessions off, so I've done 2 weightlifting sessions already this week, and if it means that I'm not going to be able to get to my other 2 weightlifting sessions, I'm absolutely so okay with that, because I have had 10 really consistent weeks, and I know that if I recover a little bit faster over these next couple of days going into the new week, I'm going to have another 10 weeks of consistency, of pushing really hard and seeing the progress that I want to be seeing. What I am still focusing on is getting in my steps and fresh air, nutritiously dense foods, still hitting my calories, and I'm probably going to get to the gym for a steady state cardio session. So instead of doing my high intensity conditioning session, I'm probably just going to get myself on the Stairmaster and do 20 minutes or so on there, just to get my blood flowing, just to get my heart going. What a lot of people will do is whenever they start to feel a certain way, you know, they might be feeling fatigued after work, they might start getting a bit of a sore throat. Oh, I'll have the rest of this week off the gym now. That's when you really delay your progress. There's a massive, massive difference between knowing when to give yourself rest because you truly need it and giving yourself rest just because you want it. As you go through your journey, you will learn your limits and you'll start to understand what you truly are capable of doing. Okay, you just pushed her off the bed. Now, if it was a case of a couple of weeks ago, I started to feel a bit sniffly, I didn't go to the gym for the rest of the week. A week after that, I was really fatigued, I was tired from work, I didn't get to the gym for all of my sessions. The week after that, I started feeling unwell, I needed to take a session or so. Like, you can see the pattern there. Like, there is a clear difference between making excuses and not showing up for yourself and actually needing to take the break. I've been in 10 solid weeks of a building phase when not a single thing has been missed. So I know over these next couple of days, nothing bad is going to happen if I take this rest. And I actually had a couple of clients reply to my story yesterday when I said, I'm really not feeling well, I'm actually going to be taking the next couple of days to just recover and reset away from the gym. They replied and they said, it's so refreshing to see a coach who's actually practicing and preaching what they tell us, because I've been with other coaches who have made it quite confusing for me, or they've said one thing to me and then they've been posting about something else. So I thought it would be quite good to explain what it is that I do when I am unwell, and hopefully you'll be able to take something away from it. The bottom line is, as long as you're not making excuses every single week for yourself and you're not being too easy on yourself and you're not giving into your emotion over how you actually feel, then you're all good. When I don't feel like I can maybe like really push to my max in my weightlifting sessions, or I can't really get my weightlifting sessions in, I'm not just throwing my steps out the window either. I'm not throwing my nutrition out the window. It would have been so easy for me to just get Deliveroos for the entire week. Like, not having to think about cooking when you feel unwell is like, yes, please, I will have some of that. And trust me, I wanted the takeaways and I wanted quick, easy foods. I wanted to go and get a pizza, but I was like, no, that's actually going to make me feel so much more sluggish, so much more fatigued, so much more bloated, and my digestion would probably go to shit. I was like, no, I'm going to make sure that I get my nutrients in. Don't get me wrong, I'm not depriving myself from the foods that I love, like always, but I'm getting plenty of veg and plenty of fruit in, and I'm just making sure that I'm really keeping myself hydrated. Another thing that I do that I slightly tweak when I'm unwell is I will completely drop my caffeine consumption down. So when I'm saying this now, for those who know me know that I barely drink coffee anyway. I don't need caffeine. Don't take pre-workout either. I literally take it once in a blue moon. At the absolute max, I'll have a coffee a day in a latte form. Whereas when I'm unwell, I get quite shaky. So I know for me, if I was to have caffeine now or like a stronger coffee, it would send me sideways and I'd feel so much worse. So I just make sure that I keep up to scratch with my water intake and my electrolytes. Yesterday, I was slightly under on my steps, which is fine. We've got 7 days in the week. And sometimes if you're slightly under some days, if you can go slightly over on other days, it's going to average out across your 7 days anyway. We're human, we've got different things that come up, we're going to feel certain ways. I wasn't bedbound yesterday, but I didn't feel like I could do so much. So I honoured my body that rest. But I know now for the rest of the week, I'm going to be able to get my steps in and probably more for taking that rest I did yesterday. So the way that today is going to look, I'm not going to be going for my lower body weight session. Sad, because I genuinely enjoy that session as well, but I know that I need to listen to my body. Are you saying hello? Whenever someone walks past the window, Honey rubs up against it and she starts meowing to them. Today, I have got a chilled out admin day, so I am going to be doing work. I have got Evolving 8 check-ins, which I'm really looking forward to. I'll take you through one of those. I want to plan out some content for the next few days. I'm going to be getting some spicy programs together for some clients. I have a really exciting new client to join in a week's time, and she wants to work on muscle growth and strength, which is absolutely my area. I love helping women feel empowered and confident in the gym space. So here we go. I'm going to be designing that, and for lunchtime I'm going to get out for a nice long walk, and I'll take you through the day with me and just continue to show you what it looks like when I'm not feeling 100%. I am just getting into Evolving 8 check-ins. The first one I'm doing filled with so much positivity. So this specific client is from Australia, and her check-in is basically saying how tracking her calories over the last couple of weeks has enabled her to ensure that she's fueling her body properly. She's not hungry at all throughout the day, and her energy levels are better than ever. How amazing is that to hear? I think sometimes people can look at calorie tracking as obsessive when it's really not the case at all. If anything, if you don't have that much knowledge around food, starting to track your calories with the right support can completely level up your journey. So she was looking to get leaner within the first few weeks of her journey, and then focus more so on the strength side of things, and then use the rest of Evolving 8 to go through a reverse diet. We're in week 3 now. Looking at her stats, she's dropped around her waist again this week. We are ready to put those calories up a little. So I'm going to start by typing out her check-in now and just making sure everything is adjusted for her next 7 days. I think check-ins are so helpful when it comes to a fitness journey, because if you aren't keeping on track of your progress, or you're not quite sure how your week has gone, having someone else, a professional, to review that for you, steer you in the right direction and let you know how we can amend things to suit your specific needs and your specific lifestyle, your progress will level up so much off the back of just having check-ins and showing up for yourself weekly. Oh my god, it's actually like it's hotting up in here. Do you know when you're not feeling 100% and like your temperature's like a little bit out of whack? Whew, that's me, very much me. But it's time for steps. We're going out and getting some steps. Glorious day. Another thing that's really exciting is that we're literally a month away from our client photo shoot. I'll pop some photos up here just so you can see what is going to go down. Oh, 1 month. I'll have more photos over on my Instagram, but so exciting. Out for my steppy steps and some fresh air. Got myself a peach iced tea. Still going to be getting my steps in when the gym bestie makes it out the actual gym. No. This is exactly what I needed today. Back from a glorious walk. It was so nice to get out into the fresh air. My steps have now been finished for the day. Thank the Lord. It is 2 p.m. and I'm going to crack on now with my client messages, some more form videos. Tonight is going to be for making some yummy food, relaxing, getting into bed for 8 p.m. It's sounding pretty good to me. So I said I would give an update on the Wonder Skin, is that what it's called? Lip stain stuff. I'll be honest, I don't really know. I'm not 100% sold that it stays on all day, because I've literally had it on half a day. In other words, I don't think I would pay to have it again. I feel like there's maybe some nicer things for my lips I could spend that money on. But it was worth a try. Watch them follow now. 1. I'm crashing. What HelloFresh are we gonna have? It's not my favourite one. It looks very much like Pinterest feeds reality. Sure, it's still going to be somewhat tasty. We add our own veg to it though, just to bulk up these HelloFresh meals a little bit because they're quite low volume without that. I've got my, do you know what? I'm not gonna finish that sentence. If you know me and you've been watching my content, you probably already know what it is. And if you're new here, it won't take you that long to figure out what it is. I'm fully kazoinked at this point. It's 10 to 7. I'm going to get myself ready for an early night. I'm going to wind down, do a bit of journaling, read some of my book, and just do everything I can to get myself a good night's sleep and hopefully wake up tomorrow feeling a lot fresher for it. Hopefully this has been helpful for those of you who want to see how I go about feeling unwell and what I do when it comes to my goals. I don't completely write things off. I still focus on what I can control, which is really important. You want to try and eradicate that all or nothing mindset as much as you can if you want to be living a healthy lifestyle and continuing to work towards your fitness goals. Right, I'm gonna love you and leave you here. Chat soon. Bye.